Today, the UK Post Office is considered the centre of the community. It largely caters to unbanked customers who face several issues such as bearing relatively high fees when transferring money or paying a bill, and having to commute to a post office branch since the numbers have halved in the last 20 years. The post office is one of the most well-trusted institutions in the UK. This is why I proposed my service to be provided by them. Trango is a cash transfer and bill payment service which uses already existing resources to deliver a social, local and mobile service to the UK unbanked population. Trango consists of customers, who are the unbanked users, and agents, who are the banked postmen, retailers and local neighbours who provide the service through the app. Users become aware of the service through the post office's advertising campaign. They can then pick up an instruction booklet from a registered retailer or post office branch. Customers who own feature phones can join by registration form, and smartphone customers can join via the app. All agents must be smartphone users and should register through the app. Once registered, they can begin using Trango. This scenario presents a postal agent providing the service while delivering mail. The Trango sign on a customer's letterbox indicates that the service is required. Ahmed, an unbanked customer, wants to put money into his Trango account to send to his daughter. He provides the agent with his unique account number and amount. Once Ahmed pays him the cash, including a small fee, the agent proceeds to send the money into his Trango account. Ahmed receives a receipt on his feature phone, which he forwards to his daughter Yasmin in London. Yasmin, also a Trango customer, finds a registered retailer on the way home to withdraw the cash. She gives the retail agent all the transaction details, which he inputs into his app to receive Ahmed's money into his account. The agent then pays Yasmin the cash minus a small fee. The process differs slightly for a smartphone customer. In this scenario, Mike, an unbanked customer, receives a utility bill that he wants to pay off straight away. He decides to find an agent in the vicinity using the Trango app. He ends up choosing a local agent, Adil, to contact. Once Adil receives the notification and accepts, they can message to plan a meetup. The two meet in no time. Here, Mike wants to pay cash in order to receive money into his Trango account and pay his bill. They follow the instructions in the app. Mike pays Adil the amount including a small fee, and Adil then sends the money into his account. On his own accord, Mike can then pay his bill through the app. The project began with the theme, the future of money. I first started experimenting with rituals. I was interested in what the digitization of money meant for us users in terms of altering our rituals and what kind of future cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have made possible. I imagined a cashless world and played with money rituals, first looking at the Chinese Hong Bao, the gifting of money for the new year. With this tradition slowly disappearing as the young generation use mobile phone apps to receive their money, I played with the idea of a red envelope containing digital money to maintain the elements of physical giving in the ritual. Next, I looked at the money dance, a ritual where cash is placed on a bride and groom during a wedding. Reimagining this in a cashless world, I pictured Play Cash being used for the purpose of keeping the tradition alive. Next, I started looking at ratings, reviews, and the idea of online reputation becoming the new type of wealth. I designed a set of satirical products to portray the corruption in this realm. I created an online platform where people buy each other's stars, priced according to how influential they are to friends and followers. A world of purchasing stars means that a product or service's rating is not truly deserved. This obvious corruption shown through the website is meant to portray the dark side of this practice and trigger the audience to imagine a future that such actions could lead to. I created a digital pin that reads out a price per star, fluctuating constantly like a stock price. When worn, the pin shows off a person's wealth based on their online social capital. I also designed a set of badges, signifying the progress in achieving social wealth. The levels represent the stages of metamorphosis of a social butterfly and advance with popularity and influence. This idea mocks the abundance of meaningless badges that products and people receive on websites today. My work thus far was presented in a work-in-progress show, after which I realized my topic needed more depth. I had struggled to answer the question, so what? Looking forward, and on a brighter note, I landed onto the topic of financial inclusion while reading the book Reputation Economics by Joshua Klein. I was surprised to read that 2/3 of the world currently don't have access to internet. Once they join, the implications will be huge for financial inclusion. Technological advances and changes in security protocol will allow many to access basic financial services remotely. M-Pesa, a mobile money service launched by Vodafone in Kenya, is a great example of financial inclusion, using regular shops as bank branches all over the country. It provides unbanked Kenyans the means to transfer money and make payments with their feature phones. This revolutionary service serves as design precedence for my project. The biggest inspiration for my project is a system called Hawala, an ancient money transfer method that allowed traders to move money along the Silk Route to avoid exposing it to theft. This happens without money physically being moved. An agent in one location receives money from a customer. An agent in another location pays money to the recipient. And the two agents become indebted until they settle their balance. Hawala is still used today, especially in sending money to war-torn countries. Mazen, a Syrian worker living in London, uses Hawala to send money to his family back home.
انت عم تستغني عن حوالة تستنى 4 أيام أو 5 أيام انت في خلال ساعة بتاخذيه في البلد لأنه أسرع شيء وأضمن شيء.
أضمن. This is the foundation of my service, Trango. I used my inspiration from Hawala to design the service's social and collaborative aspects. I studied different design languages using archived posters and booklets from the post office to let Trango convey a professional and trusted look. The service uses modern, flat iconography to be easily understood, in addition to dark, serious tones and bolder, brighter ones to exude a reliable but forward-looking social innovation. Trango's back-end system works on Bitcoins. Behind the pound sterling interface, users have Bitcoin wallets that allows them to hold digital money in their personal accounts, in addition to making transfers instant and free. Bitcoin's volatility as a currency and anti-money laundering legislation are two issues that need to be overcome before Trango could be implemented. Those aside, Trango could be the basis for a new type of global money transfer system and financial inclusion service.